It's my first internship. I'm writing for a blog in New York, and I really want to make a strong impression. That's because if I do well enough, I could get a job offer. And this is at a time when business publications are laying people off left and right. My chance comes. One day I get an assignment to write an article about a new software startup. So I call their CEO, he explains their business, and I write down what he says as accurately as I can. Then I hang up and write something like this. My editor walks over. Tell me more about this company, he says. I tell him that they make this semantic platform technology. Yeah, he says, what does that mean? Well, I say it's pretty much a digital solution for content providers to augment the user experience. He cuts me off. And then he yells one of the most surprisingly profound questions I've ever been asked as a business writer. Inertia. It's a guy sitting on the couch with a beer. He knows he needs to fix the drain, go for a jog, or call his aunt on her birthday, but he just can't move. Mental inertia makes for bad writing. You see, good writing ultimately comes from good thinking, and good thinking is often hard work. If I'm trying to convince my boss to invest in a shoe company, my success won't depend on my vocabulary, really. It'll depend on how well I understand the company, its management, its products, its customer trends, sensitivity to leather prices. I have to know the company inside and out. But often we write about things that we haven't done the work to understand well enough. Which brings us back to my editor. That day, as I stuttered trying to explain what this company did, he yelled,
"How do they make money?"
The fact was, I didn't know. When the CEO originally said semantic platform technology, I should have asked for clarification. I should have done more research. Instead, I just repeated what he said. It was inertia, and it was bad writing. So here's a way to gauge your knowledge. Ask yourself, if you had to, could you explain what you're writing and why you're writing it to a third grader? It's surprisingly hard to do. Children don't let you hide behind abstract language if you don't know what you're talking about.
Dad, what's an atom?
It's a really small piece of something.
What's it made out of?
Protons, neutrons, and electrons.
What are those, Dad?
They're these things that something about positive and negative.
If I'd done this exercise before writing that awful paragraph, I'd have figured out that I couldn't explain what the company did, which would have forced me to do more research. Then I would have learned that, in fact, the company makes software that scans an online article and then figures out which ads should be placed next to each paragraph, and websites pay them for that software. Vague writing usually disguises the fact that we haven't done enough homework. Let's say you're a real estate agent. You read a few articles saying the construction market is under pressure, so you write a note to your client saying that. But what does that exactly mean? Does it mean the cost of lumber rose 30%? Are banks not lending money to builders? Are retail stores closing? If you can answer those questions, I guarantee your writing will be clearer and more confident. And that's because confidence comes when you've done the work to understand something. One more point about inertia. It's not just about working to understand the subject matter, it's about working to understand your audience. If you're an accountant, you might know everything in the world about the alternative minimum tax, but you won't be able to communicate it to your clients if you don't try to see the world through their eyes. In this case, The getting off the couch is picking up the phone and asking a client what she knows about the AMT. It's taking a customer out to coffee to figure out what they know. It's asking someone outside your field to read what you've written and see if it makes sense. It's testing if you could explain it to a third grader. That's really the secret to good writing. Getting your body and your mind off the couch. In the next episode, we'll discuss the most overlooked reason for bad writing and how fixing it is actually a lot easier than you might think.
Hi, I'm Ricky McCroskey, and I hope you enjoyed this series. I recently created an online course for those of you who are interested in making your writing clearer, sharper, and more memorable. It's called Writing That Stands Apart, and you can access it by clicking on the nearby link or by going to my website, rickymccroskey.com. Thanks very much.